Hey guys, Jacob, and I'm here to talk to you about a new product at Exodus Knife and Tool that is a complete line of strops from HCO Strops. Now, HCO Strops is owned by Alan Sweat. He goes down to Georgia Bushcraft. I actually met him before that. We've kind of been in the same circle for probably about a decade now, but he makes really good strops, and I want to show them to you. We have the Gnome, the Slap Strop, the Nomad, the Cabin, the Bacon Strop, and the Patch Strop. Now, really quick, if you're still watching, I am also going to do a quick demonstration on how to use a strop and talk about why I think it's so important. First, let me get into what we've actually got here, because there are some unique things. For instance, the round slap strop, I believe I would personally use this strop instead of putting the knife over the strop. I believe that I would use this strop over the knife. I'd hold it in my hand and go over. It's a technique that I have personally used with smaller strops that I like quite well, and I think that it would be well suited for that. The Gnome, Nomad, and Cabin strop are absolutely a traditional strop. So if you're used to stropping, then you're probably used to these. And he hand makes these guys. This is a passion for him, absolutely. Your Gnome could still be thrown in a pack, or is small enough to be practical and handy, but it's not super lightweight. Your Nomad is probably what I would consider a fairly standard strop. And then your Cabin strop, this is like your main go-to strop. So before I get any further, let me talk about why I like stropping so much. With stropping, if you do it semi-regularly, you essentially can keep a factory sharp blade almost indefinitely without wearing much, if any, of your edge away. You'll probably slightly convex your edge over time, but you're not removing very much material. You're more just aligning your edge. Whereas if you're constantly going to the stones all the time, you are constantly going to be changing, at least by degree, your degree per side, and you're just going to be removing material and getting more and more into the meat of your blade. The biggest thing, however, that I really love about stropping is it is almost dummy proof, and I'll show you that in a moment. First, let's talk about the other two strops here. This is the patch strop. It's sized so that you can put it on a hat or something. Now, he told me that this was fun and it's almost kind of a gimmick, and it really isn't. I think that this is a good product. I think that he did this for fun, but I think it has more potential than he realizes. This is not an ideal size strop to be your go-to, but I know that in the woods I could get a lot done with this. It could weigh very little, and since it's Velcro, I can stick it onto something and I'll never have to look for it. It'll always be stuck to something and I'll know where it is. Now, the Bacon strop, this guy works a little differently, and this might actually be my favorite. It is $12 before shipping, and this is more like an old school barber's strop. So you're going to find something in the woods, like say this stick here, but probably something stronger, because I feel like this is going to break really easy. You're going to pull on this strop with one hand and strop with the other. Now, it's possible that you could convex your edge a little bit more with a strop like this, depending on the amount of pressure that you use and how tight you hold it. But you can make it work, of course. It's super lightweight. There's nothing to it, and I think that one of these will always be in my bag. And as an added bonus, it's also very obviously versatile and effective and lightweight. So that's what we've got there. Now, for stropping in general, guys, again, I'm not the best stropper in the or sharpener in the world. I can get my knives sharp, but I'm not going to win any awards, and I'm not here to tell you that I am any kind of authority on sharpening. Again, why I like stropping, because it's so close to dummy proof, and I need that. All right. So what we're gonna do here is, the biggest issue with sharpening is finding your angle, and the strop fixes that for you. So I'm gonna run my knife with no pressure, edge first into my strop, and slowly bring the spine angle up. And when the edge starts catching the strop, that's my angle. I'm now going to maintain that angle, and using almost no pressure, draw the knife back across the strop. Now sometimes I'll do tip to belly, or even opposite, go all the way out. By the way, this is my special edition brick craft, and the first 50 have these sparkles in the Cerakote. I've actually got 2 more of these that I'm going to auction, and one of those auctions will be to help Junkyard Fox, who recently had a bad injury to one of his hands. Please go check out Junkyard Fox, and if you can think of a way to help him, even if it just means subscribing, liking, and commenting, please go and do that. But if you really need it to be really dummy proof and you don't want to do it all in one time like that, you do the same thing with your belly and tip that you did with the rest of the knife. Once it starts, you're going to slowly bring it across and start bringing the angle of the spine up. Once it catches, that's your angle, and bring it down. So you can strop your knife in 2 different steps if you would like to, and I actually do this quite often. And again, the beauty of this is, I strop that knife, I got that angle down. Now I have a far different knife here with a far thicker edge at a far different angle of sharpening. But once again, I can just move it down across the strop, slowly bringing up the spine until I find my angle and I can strop it. It's just, as long as you don't use a lot of pressure and you use that method, it is basically dummy proof. You can mess this up. If you use too much angle, you'll just destroy your apex if you use too much pressure. And if you use too little angle, you won't be hitting the edge at all, so you won't do yourself a lot of good. But I'm telling you, just use this tip. You'll get your knives stropped up and you won't damage anything. It's almost dummy proof. And so a lot of times it can be relaxing, unlike that mosquito. I like to do 10 strops per side, then 9, then 9, then 8, then 8, then 7, 7, all the way down to 1. And of course I'm using little to no pressure, but on the last 1 and 1 and 2 and 2, I'm really gonna use no pressure, right? And I have fantastic results with this. I really love doing it. I do believe that it is easier to strop up your high carbon steel knife than it is your modern super steels. I can strop Magna Cut. I've done it. I can strop S35. I've done it. But man, give me 80 CRV2 or 8670. I might lose my psycho laser edge at the end of a hard day's work in the woods. But then I sit down and I strop a little bit, which I'm going to do regardless of what type of knife it is, and it is back in no time to just scary cut your fingerprints off or circumcise a mosquito sharp. And so my brand is based on super steels currently. I am working on A2. I love my super steels. I love my simple high carbons also. There's certainly a place in the market for both. I'm getting off topic. These strops are going to be available at ExodusKnifeandTool.com. If you go to Georgia Bushcraft, Alan will be there selling them as well. There's a high likelihood that I will not bring these to Georgia Bushcraft, so I don't eat any of his sales, but they will be on my website. Again, ExodusKnifeandTool.com. And I'm about to upload some very, very special and rare knives over there as well. And if you're not familiar, they're all made in the USA. They all feature a no questions asked lifetime warranty on standard options. Currently, they're all S35VN, and they're manufactured by White River Knife and Tool, and your sales go directly to helping me and my family. This is not some giant brand thing where you're just making some super rich guy on a yacht a little bit richer, right? This is mom and pop stuff. So I greatly appreciate you guys. I appreciate you following, checking that out. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe if you feel like it, share it with your friends. These are just fantastic strops made by a guy just like me who's just out here being passionate about what he does. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a blessed day.